Right. Hi, Scott. Hi, June. This is my attempt to get my idea juice and brain dump onto this board that you see over here. And I'm going to quickly explain what are these and how to look at them. Let's dive in. These vertical boards are what do I have as in social media, as in my reach currently, and how I'm trying to connect with one another or not to connect one another. So just go over that I have a brand called Dreams Boomer. It's in Chinese. It's mainly spinning off from my YouTube channel that teaches about 4 categories. One is graduate students or people that are new in workforce, or like doing freelancing or becoming a manager. And the last one is some of the words for the startups as well as like entrepreneur, solopreneur, small studio owner. So these are the 4 categories of information that I try to reach out, provide a lot of value with. And so and from that I have IG, my personal IG. I don't do anything with it. The Facebook, this is because living in the States for about 18 years and then coming back, I have built many different circles, rings of different industries, like from VCs, graphic designs, illustration, concept arts, animations, etc. So I haven't quite figured out all of them, but when I type it out, and so YouTube is in a way for me to create trust asset involving these different rings of people, so they know what I do, and then perhaps on the back end they will DM me and reach out to start a conversation or to say, oh, I have this trouble, what do you think, etc. So my LinkedIn, same thing. This is what I'm working on, though it's in gray because haven't had one yet. And then how I use my Line and Twitter a little bit. Maybe Discord and TikTok that I arranged like a social media marketing team to help me handle this. And then the other part is my company. My company website that needs revamp as well is currently just running out Squarespace that I put together, I believe, like 6-7 years ago. I need to do it in 2 hours, so I can show it to Riot people, and I haven't touched it since. So it's just been kind of sitting there. So it doesn't have a lot of information. It doesn't properly represent what we do. Anyway, that just needs complete rework. So think about doing like YouTube with it, and we're doing online class Chinese. And then doing the apparel brand academy, that's more global audience, English based. That's probably next year. And then working with Eddie on the workshop where we provide either on-site or remote workshops. Working on a secret licensing platform. I'm putting together a veteran team for that. I'm doing. This is also a co-partner investment into a new company, which I work with, like find really unique specialists, and then I help them do their branding and create their specialty and turn that into a knowledge base like online class, Pinterest, etc. Okay, anyway, so these are still ongoing as in the future planning. Alright, and then I kind of write a little about like over here, okay, what does Webfly do? Home, I thought about video ask, technology right in the front page, maybe it's portfolio, maybe it's a testimonial with it. What I do a lot has to do with using mind mapping, visual mind mapping in a way when I consult people. And the reason I do that is my journey this 20 plus years has been really interesting, and it allows me to really help people think on multitude of dimensions and with the overall strategy mapping. So I call my method is called life tree mastery. I'm probably gonna put some sort of trademark with it. So this is like a special thing that I want to own, trademark, patent it, the system, processy in a way. And then I want to do blogs, which I turn a lot of my contents into regurgitate and repurpose into blogs, my videos, etc. And I was thinking maybe is there a way to turn Notion pages. You can turn Notion into web pages. Just I don't know if you could turn that website one pager into like more beautiful version in conjunction with the Webflow. So that's something I don't know. I need some education on. Contact, book a discovery call with me, but I have limited bandwidth, so I'm very selective on who I jump on a call with. And then resources that I want to give out people for free. And then so what is my role? Right now I am sort of a strategist, and I do a couple things: advisor for startups, new projects, new product launch, whatever that is. And I mentor a lot of people, get them through their hurdles and their downsides. And I pick a few. There's 3 people that I pick currently, that I spend a lot of my time coaching on a weekly basis. And also I get coached by someone better than me as well on a weekly basis. And the idea is for me to, within my company, I empower all my colleagues and my employee for them to be better. Monthly, yearly round, And I like to present whatever in my brain, extract that out, and then empower more people, in a way empower the CEOs or companies, because companies then can influence or impact the society, so make the world a better place. So it started out with me. That is my intention, positive intention. Over on this side has some of the sort of websites I'm looking at as inspiration. It could be art, copy text, or the way it's arranged in terms of copywriting. They're all different, so I'll probably need to write a little bit of description of what I'm looking at for each, so you will know. On the top, there's a lot of Webflow website that I'm looking at, etc. Okay, so with that in mind, I sort of click this. This is like a PDF, so you can scroll to different pages. I put in there's a PDF that's too big, so I didn't put it in here, but there's like 100 something pages. And basically, this is the artwork that I usually did 20 years ago. Do movie special effect, etc. And then I do acrylic paintings, fine art paintings, and movie concept artists, etc. And these little circles are with each of the companies and big ventures that I've learned new skill set. And over the 20 years, this is I need to update this again, but this is kind of the overall skill set that I own. So each bubble represents something like, okay, as a buyer or as a merchandiser, as a management, what do I learn, etc. So this is not exactly the life mastery, but it gives you a glimpse of when you're working with me, you are able to figure out your collective power, and when we have different phases in life, how do you decide how to mix and put together your ability, skill set, experiences, what you're good at, and put together and represent yourself, so you have this newfound superpower. Anyway, so that's kind of what I am coaching on, in a way to help people do that, and then apply it in their project or their companies to do well. Okay, alright, so then I brain dump all that. The next phase I have is this. I look at like, okay, since last year I repositioned myself is I just want to help people because that's what makes me happy, to see how people transform to be the best version or a better version of themselves, and I feel good about it. And I think revenue, money will come. It's the money, the dollar sign doesn't reflect how my worth in a way, but it's through how many people that I have helped, that naturally the money will come. So I am very patient in that regard, working and designing my own personal branding. And so to look at it is, okay, I'm about empowering people. To break that down is, first of all, I like to empower people by inspiring them, stories, case studies, interview, etc. And I want to help them by I provide live streams, and I want to provide a lot of these resources that people can just click on, tap into, and keep updated by either me or my team. And then I will create cheat sheets, and then create videos and show them how to use these cheat sheets or worksheets to better discipline their projects, their companies, structures, etc. And then of course assist is helping them in a way where answering their question, one-on-one or one-to-many, group session, live stream, providing a workshop, which I'm working with Eddie on, having discovery calls probably with solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, startups, things like that. Okay, and the way I do it is in 3 areas. Is I advise the startups, and I will usually coach the solopreneur, entrepreneur, or I mentor them in a way, and I would advise it, product related companies usually, sometimes service, and so the one of the ways I go about is I help them implement strategies, mind map by mapping, and then help them turn their experience into knowledge base, which can duplicate themselves. So it turns into SOP, and they are able to do help with many more people along the way. And I help them with the vision to mainly look at the past, look at what they're doing now, but think about the future, and think about, can they be in a better positioning? And so then that talks about transformation, how to get from when you see yourself down the further road, like from point A to B, and then just crap out an execution plan. How do you do that? Alright, so that's what I'm about, what I do. And so this website, homepage, I probably won't do a Chinese because I think I want to keep this a global or international presence. And Chinese, maybe there's like a different website for that, similar but it's a little different, still to be discussed, but yeah. So the idea is to show that this is what I can do with my time. And so the first page, when you scroll down, is why me? Why am I qualified? And working with me, what do you expect? And I will help you. My methodology is called Live Stream Mastery. And so help you look at the past, the current, the do's and don'ts, the want, the desire, what's lacking, what's missing, how do you get there, where you want to go, what are the possibilities, what are your opportunity costs, the future. All right, how do you get there? And then that made me break down about Mickey. And I thought about a quirky word. It's like, because when you type the key like Mickey, you could find like many words around that, mainly owned by Disney. So I thought about like Mick, so maybe I can be called Mick rather than Mickey. And then so I thought about Mick equal a key, like a turning key, where I help you open doors in a way. So that's like a really rough concept I just came out with visually last night. And so with my 20 years of journey, talks about collective experience and skill set, skill tree, maybe what I have done, some project and case study, etc. The companies that I started and that I did, and what happened to them, and what I'm doing now, and where else could reach me, some of the social platforms, etc. And each of them are probably geared for something different. So, and this is hit or miss, because I believe if you're looking at a box, you have a person have multiple angles, and supposedly each angle is supposed to showcase like a particular traits, personality of you to that audience. So this is maybe TikTok, this may be Discord, this may be LinkedIn, etc. So by having people invest their time in understanding the particular social platform, they will see like one side of me that they don't see on the other platform. Anyway, that's the idea. So they don't have to be bombarded by adding me and then like seeing all the other junk information that they're not interested into. Anyway, that's an idea, but of course all these can be I guess sometimes simpler is better. So right now, like I said, I'm just brain dumping stuff, and so I'm hoping to have you guys help me slim down, cut the fat, cut the excess. And this year I am forming like a holding company that runs a fund in which I do the investments or collab with new companies. So sort of working with another company, and we both joint venture and form like a new entity, subsidiary entity. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, probably 3 more companies starting this year with this new formation. Okay, so blog, what I do is hopefully this Notion, talk about how I inspire, help, and assist, whatever that's over on top over here. And basically I just want to make sure the blog content, I really work out the help get the SEO on the keywords with the ranking. So that's maybe one of the focus. And then so basically all the strategy is I'll be writing article in this vein of information. And then talk about downloads. I am looking for, there's a lot of resource site, but I always want to own my own resource sites because it draws people in and just click and use. I think that would be like a wonderful way that I can provide example, and maybe I can like create like a very quick video tutorials on how I use them, and things like that. Just get people on board quicker. And so by doing that, I believe there is massive value that I can provide. Books that I recommend, and that will sync up with the blogs in a way. The reading notes, book reading notes, summary or notes. And then Pinterest, it should have a lot of fashion or related references or tools that I recommend, gears, tools, just things that help people in a way for free are in this section. Alright, so this is a free download. And then of course, and then is like, this is contact me, get started. So this is about contact me. And then candidly to book discovery call, and then I want to make sure that I explain like what do you get out of the call with me, to understand your problem, etc. And I write down this note on the side. I like this image because this graphic has this hand-like writing or marker. I kind of like that, like clean. And of course, keep in mind that I'm going to be changing my styling and get some sort of newer, updated photos of my look. glasses. Yeah, so these are things. And so working with me, what would that be like is, you know, the process and the journey with me. It's about that. And it's about inspiring people, help people, you know, and then strategy to help people with their project, company, and mentor. So, because there's a lot of people that feel like they can't talk with someone who are a couple levels up of them, but talking a really deep dive. You know, for instance, like you guys are the owner, so you can't really talk to your colleagues or your employees about the issues and problem or the strategy and direction. I mean, good thing you have two of you, but if you have more people that's also CEOs or founder of their own companies, and get in a ring of circles. So eventually I like to put together like a special group where all these people in there are all CEOs, are all small company owners, and we are in there only to chat about very complex things, tax, right? People stealing your information, etc. Like how do you protect your IP, how do you get projects, certain resources. It's just anything and everything. Okay, I'm stuck with this project. How do we move forward? What are the best ways? Things like that. And coaches, if I decide to take you on board as a monthly retainer or things like that, because I'm pretty pricey in a way. Right now I consult for about Riot Games, and they pay pretty well, so I'm using that as a benchmark. And so the coach will be weekly or monthly call with accountability and action plans and the quantifiable goals. I will be benchmark everything. Anyway, so that's kind of everything that I have worked so far for this week. And please take a note and let me know what you think. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.